The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are.
I can tell you from experience, the effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is.
Don't think, feel. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Welcome to Digital Communion. We are coming at you from Venice Beach. We're walking down my walk street straight to the beach, and Nic, you've made it to Los Angeles.
Indeed I have, and it continually blows me away that you have anything to complain about ever in your life.
I know, it really is pathetic. We are hoping that we don't have any technical issues en route, but if we do, bear with us. Actually, if we do, you'll probably never see it, so hopefully this is looking as badass as it looks in the viewfinder.
It's crazy to see. Directly in front of me is Venice Beach, about 100 yards ahead of me. Palm trees, the ocean. It's just absolutely fantastic. It's so good to be here, bud.
I'm glad you're here. We're arm in arm, just like we promised. Almost.
So what's been going on with you, Thomas?
Well, let's see. Since you've been here, we ate a lot of grass-fed beef.
Mm-hmm.
We went through the Wim Hof breathing techniques. We did the 20-minute DMT breathing.
Mm-hmm. Gonna do some sun gazing after this chat.
After this chat, we're gonna do some sun gazing. I'm hoping not to burn my retinas. And man, what else? We've actually talked a lot. We talked about the thing which shall not be named. I finally found out what it was, folks, and I don't think you're ready for it, quite honestly. It was too incredible. Let's go around the sign this way. But man, it's, you know, what have I been up to? I've been up to the same things. What about you? You did Joey's show yesterday.
Yeah, that was fun. What an interesting character. Yeah, man, I've just been in Arizona, and I'm en route to London now via LA. Just catching up with you and doing some business stuff out here. And then I'm heading back to the heart of darkness, or London.
I thought LA was the heart of darkness.
I guess they both are, right? They're both part of Babylon.
Yo, incidentally, we're walking with a selfie stick right now across the boardwalk, so pardon us for the weird shit. So what's our question of the day today?
Well, actually, I had, it wasn't really so much a question as something I wanted to tell you about yourself. And I know we all love hearing things about ourselves, and I want you to take this one.
In the nicest way possible.
Yeah, I want you to really enjoy this and appreciate it, and I want this to be the Thomas episode.
Oh God.
Because here we are in your hood. So Thomas, bud, I really hope this comes out, and I hope we don't have to talk about this again because it sounds incredibly, I would borderline say homoerotic, but you know, man, I want you to think of the best way to phrase this. One of the things I've wanted for the longest time is something called the gift of true sight, right? Which is the ability to see things for what they really are. And I think I'm starting to catch glimpses of it, or get glimpses of true sight. Like I'll suddenly just have an insight or understanding about a situation, but it's very infrequent, and I don't have any control over it. And one of the things I realized.
Sorry, how do you define true sight though? Like what? Does that need a definition? I guess it doesn't. But
I have a few, but one of them is just a knowing, just like a seeing something for what you know it is, as opposed to what someone else has put on it, including your own biases and preconceptions and preconceived notions of what it is.
Okay.
That's just one of the definitions, but I have quite a few. It's probably the one that is most important for what I'm about to tell you. But man, you are a person who, you have something that the whole world is looking for. You do, you really do. we spoke about vibrance in one of our shows, and you know that many people consider health to be the greatest wealth. And man, I interact with a lot of people, and you are physically, from appearance, you seem to be one of the healthiest individuals I've ever met. But also, your psyche seems to be really healthy, man. And the last couple of days, I've just seen the way you interact with people, and you know, you walk down your street and you shout out to people, smiling, waving. You speak Spanish to the guy in the corner. You sing in the shower, and you're just like, you're a happy, integrated, cool fucking dude, bro. I wanted to let you know that, and you don't need to tell me anything back. You don't need to give me any compliments of any sort, but I really hope you internalize that, man, and I hope you know, you're building up a really solid platform with whatever you want to do in your life.
Wow. All right, let's just stop here. The ocean, I just get the most tremendous compliment from a person that I respect very much. This is a blessed day, man.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
very much
Yeah.
for saying that.
You know what, bud? It's the truth. And you know how I know it's the truth? Is because it's something that just came to me. Like, it just hit me. I was like, you need to tell Thomas this. And I listen when I get that weird vibe. So, yeah, man. Long may it last. And may it only get better for you.
I feel like I've done a tremendous job of fooling you. I mean, wow, what a thank you for that tremendous compliment. I'm a little bit starstruck right now.
Enjoy it, bro. Enjoy it. I'm very excited to see what you do with this next project and this next phase of your life, because you are the polymath, bro. You've done the searching, and now you're entering the same phase that I feel I'm entering, which is time to like start reflecting it back out into the world in whatever avenue you choose. So I'm very excited to see what happens with that.
How do you, shall we see?
Yeah.
How do you propose to do that? First of all, thank you for that awesome
pleasure.
compliment. How do you propose to do the thing where you're going to put it back out there on the next level? And like, I know I've asked you that before and you didn't want to talk about it. You're going to save it for another time. Is this perfect romantic moment not a good time to divulge that?
Well, it is if I'm touching your number. But I think I'm already doing that. We're doing it right now. Fucking recording something. We're taking an energy that we feel. Because I don't know about you, but I feel fucking great today. And
Yeah.
I've had a good day and I've got a lot done. And I just feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm vibrating at a good frequency. And I can see you doing the same. And we're coming here and recording this. And we're going to put it out into the world. And for a more specific example of what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to be writing my next book soon.
Congratulations.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
You're finally going to do the Sword in the Stone
The Sword in the Stone. I love that.
trilogy that you've been talking about.
Something like that. Something like that. It's Baywatch.
Yeah.
LAPD.
Check it out.
That's what it is.
LAPD classic. That's something to complain about. Helicopters.
So
Fucking up the skyline.
I just have to share with you. I left my swimsuit back in Arizona because I was painting in it and I got paint all over it and had to throw it away. I didn't have time to buy a new one before coming out to see you.
Okay.
So Thomas, the day I get here, he wakes me up at 8 a.m. and says, we're going to the beach to practice Wim Hof breathing. Have you got a swimsuit? So I'm like, no. He's like, don't worry, I'll lend you one. Go look in that cupboard, grab those red shorts. So it's this tiny pair of red shorts, literally the same ones that David Hasselhoff wore in Baywatch.
The same.
And then we get down to the beach, and it is literally the fucking beach.
The Baywatch beach.
Yeah, it's a Baywatch beach with the Baywatch cabana thing behind me. And I'm gonna be straight up with you.
It's called a lifeguard stand, you jackass.
stand. I've never been so fucking embarrassed to take a swim in the ocean in my entire life. But thank you very much for that, Thomas.
Oh, you look great. It's too bad we didn't get pictures. Look at that. I have bad eyes. Never mind. What is the book going to be about? Can you even talk about that?
Yeah, bud. It's just going to be about the stuff I found has worked for me and the stuff I found that hasn't. On this mad fucking ride called The Human Experience.
Does it have a working title?
Yeah. The Art of Beautiful Living.
I like that.
It's gonna be done in about a year. I'm very excited for you to read it. Of all people, you'll be the first person, or one of the first people to read it.
Where did the idea for this come about? I mean, as opposed to like you're done with jiu-jitsu manuals and that sort of thing, and or are you going to continue to make jiu-jitsu literature as well, textbooks and such?
I guess I'm pretty sure you experience the same thing, but you know how sometimes you just feel you need to do something, and it just, like, images and ideas of it just keep coming to you over and over again, and it's not something you can really like push out of your consciousness.
Yeah.
And it's one of those. It's not just like I saw something on TV or something in another text and I said, hey, I want to do something like that. It's just something that's always the same way I felt the need to tell you that earlier. Mm-hmm. It's the same, it's coming from the same place.
That's real authentic living right there. I think we're all trying to forever slough off the different layers of things that keep us from being who we really are. You know what I mean? Like, we are constantly sending our representative, depending on the crowd that we're going to be mingling with, depending upon the gravity of the situation. You're always putting up all these, I don't know, I guess layers and filters are the best way to describe them. I heard my friend Marco say something similar. And to be the authentic version of you takes some serious stripping away and some serious humility.
Agreed.
And so I think for you to be able to tap into that on a regular basis and go, this is what I'm feeling right now and I feel like it just has to get out, that's a rare and good thing. And is that what beautiful living is?
You know what? I'm going to put that in the book, yeah. That's definitely a part of it.
Cool.
And I mean, I'm not claiming to have found all the answers, but I think I found some. I think like anyone who put as much effort into the search as I did would invariably stumble across a few. I also realized that this is something else that came to me, is I realized life, whoever designed this, whether it's us, our higher selves, or some universal source energy, or a personal creator that is embodied in a certain way, we will never be able to figure it out. Just when you think you understand what's going on, just when you think you've got a grasp on it, you realize that there's another rabbit hole to go down, or another layer of complexity, or there's another key thing that you were missing. And I think that in itself hints at the intelligence of the design of whatever this is, this simulation or...
Wow.
Yeah. I think it is unfigure-outable.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. I think you can get a handle on a few of the things, but ultimately, like, the reasons for it, I think it's just too big for the human mind, too big for whatever this flesh suit is to contain.
So don't even try. So just give up now. It's like the advice that Homer gave to Bart.
Never try.
Never try, son.
I think it's not about not trying. It's just about knowing that you're never going to get to the end of it. You might pick up some pieces along the way, and that's cool, but you're never going to have the full 5,000 piece jigsaw puzzle completed. You might get a few of the edges and like little parts of it, but never going to finish it.
Well, I think it's strange that we sort of look at, maybe you don't, but I know I certainly have in the past, the deeper I go down into a scientific bent or a superstructure of kind of seeing the way the world works, you look at native stories of creation and you think of them as almost quaint, right? Almost like, oh, those primitive people and their primitive ideas about the world. And our ideas are just as fallacious. We just think that we're so much more advanced, you know, than those guys are, based on our technology and our iPhones. But I mean, these are people who've lived integrated with nature for thousands of years, and they have their own ideas. I think it's really, it's ironic that maybe that's not irony, but I think it's just foolish of us to think that we are so much deeper along in figuring things out than the people, say, 1,000 years before us. What do you think? Are we further along? Do we have a better idea?
From my current perspective, I think we're further behind. Way further
Interesting.
behind.
Wow.
And I think that scientism, which is the dominant religious paradigm in the western part of the world, is leading us further away from the truth in most instances. I think there might be some fields of study, quantum mechanics perhaps being one of them, but even that I'm not sure about, that are leading us closer to the true nature of existence and who we are and where we came from. But most of them, I think, are doing the exact opposite. And I know that I'd like to get your input on this, but when I did believe in evolutionary biology and the scientific materialist paradigm, I have never felt so disconnected. That was the furthest I've ever felt from the source.
Wow.
And I think that it's done that. I think it's I don't even know if it's a positive or a negative thing, because maybe we come here as souls to play that game of forgetting that we're infinite. And in that case, it would be the smartest fucking thing that your higher self could ever do, is to lead you away from what you really are so you can play the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Totally. I think I'm going to commiserate with you on that. It's like the more you have ideas about the world that are based on what we think are extremely sound scientific rules and laws, the less, man, maybe that's not right. I don't want it to sound wrong, but it does feel less human, right? But you just feel less connected. I think that's a really good way of putting it.
Man, Osho, right?
Right.
Who I questioned for the first time ever. I had a deep fundamental, like, is everything I believed about what he said, is it really what I thought it was? Just coming back to him now with a few of the things. One of them is the yardstick you should always measure any of your actions or beliefs by is, does it bring you more joy? You know, we've spoken about this before, right? And if I'm using that not for myself, but objectively in looking at the external world, as I said to you in the beginning of the conversation, you have what the world is looking for. And I don't know Richard Dawkins, but I've watched a few interviews with him, and I don't think he has that. And
he doesn't seem like a happy man.
He doesn't. And you know, I think that's, man, it's just so complex and so multifaceted. I'm sure you'd find a scientist who does, and I'm sure you'd find a crazy polymath, surf, personal trainer, fucking Nietzsche reading guy who doesn't have it, you know? But from what I can tell, I look at academia and a lot of the scientific community, and I don't see vibrance, I don't see connectedness, I don't see health. The way I see it in the jungles of the Amazon with the medicine men and people like yourself and
Ramon, the
guy you just showed me on your new video, who's a guy who lives on a little island in Nicaragua, and Thomas did an interview with him, and man, I can see the guy's connected. He's figured some shit out, right?
Yeah, for sure. So the conclusion is that if you go too far down any hole in any direction, you're going to be a little bit less happy than if you enjoy the game as more of a surface exercise. I don't, like, what is the lesson there?
Well, the first thing is I don't use the word conclusion anymore.
Okay.
Just realize it's folly to use that word, because conclusion means stopping, right?
Sure.
And my viewpoint is constantly changing now. Like it just keeps, just when I think I got to figure it out, like I said, just when I think I figured this fucking game out, the rug gets pulled out from under me. So from my current perspective, I think that it's too complex and powerful and huge to figure out. But I'm not saying don't try and don't play around with it and like push the edges of the game and like, you know, put a CC with it if you can, like not break the simulation, but find the boundaries of it. I guess that's why I keep searching, is I'm trying to figure out as much about the game I'm playing so I can play it as well as possible. Does that make sense?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And to come back to you about rabbit holes, I've gone so fucking deep into the rabbit hole. The only way out for me is out the other side. I've realized that, bro. That is the only fucking way out. But I'm having fun with it, you know? I'm having fun with it. I don't want to be like that. There's a mathematician, I can't remember his name, but he wanted to find out the nature of reality. He sat, or the nature of infinity, and he sat between two mirrors. And you know how a mirror like just reflects it over and over and it creates an infinite illusion? And the guy lost his fucking mind, right? And I don't want to be that guy. And,
you don't want to know that badly.
Yeah, I don't want to know that much, or I don't want to know that part of it. I just want to, you know, I want to figure out the parts that help me live a better life.
Well, I think that's a great stopping point, and hopefully you gained as much from that episode as I have. That was, man, that's like a fucking mind exploder.
That was power.
So how long do you think it takes for you to get to the other? I mean, well, who knows, right?
I don't know.
Because
maybe,
the only way out is through the other side. You can't go back. Can't go back.
And maybe I'm on the other side already, and I just need to figure that out.
Wow. There it is, folks. If you enjoyed this episode, or even if you didn't, please leave us a review on iTunes. Please leave us a comment, engage with us, ask us a question. Anything else I'm forgetting?
No, thank you very much for listening. We really do appreciate it, and thank you for the comments.
Yeah, it's huge. Thank you so much. Until next time.
Peace out.